Hey, welcome back. So I changed the titles of the videos to Depression Vlog. I don't know yet if I liked that I did that or not. I did it mostly because I thought I named the last video Boulders on the Runway, and then I was like, this is like inscrutable or whatever. Like anybody who saw a video like that, they'd be like, what does that mean? And so I just wanted to put like, I'm kind of talking about depression, even though I don't really like labeling this moment in my life as specifically depression. But yeah, I mean, I went to my therapist on Wednesday again, and I'll talk more about that, but I was kind of the saddest I've been in a while on Wednesday, and she was like, in the kind of doctor-y type way, like, you are exhibiting major depressive syndrome symptoms or whatever. You're presenting as major depressive. So depression is probably the best way to label whatever I'm feeling, even if I don't really like saying that. And I also liked putting, so this is week 6. I like putting weeks on it, kind of like, I don't know, when you say like, oh, this is week 6, it kind of makes you feel like, well, this isn't going to go on forever, right? There's not going to be week 800 of depression. Eventually it'll be over. This is a season of a TV show, and this season is called Depression, and next season will be called, hopefully not that, not depression. I don't know. So yeah, the Wednesdays that I go to therapy have actually been the worst days that I've had. I put so much weight on therapy because it's the only thing I have, like, to make me feel better, or to help me right now, kind of. So I go there and I'm like, I'm super sad all the time, and I'm depressed. And then she's like, oh, that's not good. And then I come home and then I'm like, oh, okay, another week down. I don't know, it's pretty similar to how I felt when I first started therapy, like 6 years ago or whatever. I remember feeling that same thing of like, you finish therapy and then you're like, I have to wait another week to get better. Like, I'm not better right now, so then I have to wait at least another week before I get better, because I have to wait a week before I go back. So yeah, Wednesdays are tough. Today is Sunday. Sundays are tough too, because I have to go back to work next week, and it's just like, oh, another 5 days of being around people and having to work up to that. So my Sunday saddies are back that I used to have, and that's just another aspect of, like, I guess what I was feeling these past 6 weeks, and then feeling it on Wednesday, is like when the therapist says, you might have major depressive disorder or whatever, major depressive symptoms. And then it just kind of hit me like, I thought I beat all this stuff. Yeah, kind of conflicting narratives in my head, right? Because there's a sad feeling that comes up that's like, I thought I beat this. Like, the past 2 years, I wasn't depressed and I wasn't anxious, and I had like a partner and friends. Like, I thought I was better now. But then that narrative leads into like, well, you were depressed before you had a partner and all that stuff, and you found that, so you can do it again. And I'm like, yeah, I could do it again. But then there's another narrative that's like, well, you were just pretending to be normal those past 2 years, and you didn't actually really enjoy it. You were just kind of like distracted from being depressed, and that wasn't your real self. And that's why those things didn't work. That's why the relationship didn't work and the friends weren't exactly working or whatever. It's because that wasn't really you, and you didn't actually like it. You just liked it objectively because it meant that you weren't alone and depressed all the time. And that's why I thought it was valuable to try to figure out like who I really am, because then maybe I can figure out what I really want. Do I really want what I had, or do I want something different? And then how to find that. But all that stuff is just overwhelming, and I don't know how to reconcile those two different depressive thoughts. I know there's obviously like, there's that one sad thought, and then there's that other sad thought, and there's like a third thing, which is, it seems obvious, which is like, you kind of want what you had before, but not exactly with those kinds of people. You weren't connecting exactly right. So you just want to be more intentional about like who you're connecting with, I guess, or something. But that seems so hard to figure out how to do. Especially right now when I'm depressed and have anhedonia and I don't have motivation to really do anything. So yeah, I wrote down a little analogy. I don't really take many notes anymore about like, I do journal still a little bit, but I didn't journal this week. But anyway, I wrote down a little analogy about how I'm feeling. Because without analogies, what will the episode title be? Something boring like, I'm depressed. Blah. So yeah, there's a question in my life of like, how do I want to live? I have to figure that out right now, pretty much. I hear myself saying, how do you want to live? Like, I have to figure that out. And then like a therapist or someone else saying to me like, well, you don't have to figure it out. You just like live and then do stuff. And then that's just what we're all just trying to figure it out. But like, my status quo of just living is just sitting here all day and then going to work and not really talking to anybody and then coming back. And that's not good. So I have to put work into this and figure this out. And that's what I did the past 3 years with my ex and the friends in New York, is like I put a lot of work into that. And I was figuring it out, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I just don't like about this analogy that it kind of makes life a game, and life's not really supposed to be like a game. But if life is, well, you can tell me at the end if you like this analogy or not, or you think it's dumb. But if life is a game, like chess, where you play and have fun, and sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, it feels like I'm trying to figure this out, like how to be happy and how to win and how to do good in life. And the depression and the anhedonia is like starting chess without a queen. Like I don't know how to move. I don't know where to go. Like when I had the narrative of social anxiety, like I knew what to do. I knew to go to therapy, and I knew to push myself to like go to soccer and go to improv and even post these videos and keep talking to get over social anxiety. But now, with depression and thinking about my life and my future and my past and all this stupid stuff, I'm like, I don't know how to play. I don't know how to possibly win with this feeling that like I don't like anything and I'm not happy and I don't know how to be happy. I don't know how to move. I don't know how to move without a queen. That's the analogy. Like I'm playing life in chess and he took my queen away and now I don't know what to do. And the game doesn't even seem fun anymore. I don't really want to play. Well, you took my queen. That's not fair. Like, so I don't want to play anymore. Like at the beginning of the game, at the start, I started without a queen. Right now, I'm starting without a queen, and I don't know what to do. That's the analogy. Kind of dumb. So yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, I don't know. As I make this more explicitly, maybe about depression, if anybody's like typing into YouTube, like, I'm depressed, and they want to see depressed people dealing with depression, I guess maybe that's why people would come here. And maybe even younger people. I'm 32. I'm an old man. I'm almost 33. Blech. If you want any advice for depression, if you're a young person or whatever, or you're coming here, yeah, try to talk to somebody. And the thing, even like before I started YouTube and I was depressed and I was doing voice notes, the best advice for when you're going through something hard is my thing. Where's my thing? Can you see my thing? My quote that I keep up on my wall, which is from The Count of Monte Cristo. And it's from the end of the book, and it's all human wisdom is contained in these two words: wait and hope. When you're going through a hard time, that's all you can do. Wait and hope, and maybe talk to a therapist. I don't know. Talk to somebody. There's also the I wanted to get another poster of. I really like the movie Castaway. I don't think I've talked about it here, but that movie is kind of about. To me, it's about suicide and like getting through hard times. At the end of the movie, he has a speech where he's like, "I wanted to kill myself, but I knew that I just had to survive." And so the quote that I like is that he says, like, no matter what, the sun will rise tomorrow, and who knows what the tide could bring, because the story is about a guy. He gets stuck on an island and he has no way to get off. He doesn't like he tries to kill himself and he can, and he's doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to live, like me. And then out of nowhere, one day, the tide brings a sail for his ship, and he can get off because his plane crashed and it had like a bunch of packages on it, and one of the packages had like a sail or something. So it's true. It's like wait and hope, and maybe tomorrow the tide will bring you a sail. You don't know. That's the only advice whenever I've been at my worst point is that's helped. It's just like, just keep surviving day to day, and you don't know what tomorrow will bring. So that's it. If anybody is watching, thanks. If you want to comment, tell me how you're feeling. I'll try to, I think if people comment, I'll try to like talk about it if you want. I don't know. Because I think sometimes it's nice to be acknowledged in a video, not just replied to in a comment. If someone's like, I'm really sad, and then you could even ask a question or something, and then I'll say it in a video. Sometimes that's a nice feeling, I think, for someone to feel acknowledged in a video. Is like, hey, Greg, like, I know you're feeling sad. I hope you're doing okay today or something. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's the end of the video, and hope you have a good week. Okay, smell you later. Bye.